Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel, and this week it's going to be dedicated to one Mr. James Cameron. I decided I'm going to review 5 of his bigger films from his catalog, since he had 3 of those films released last week on 4K. So this week we're going to start Monday off with one film that I did a little bit of an unboxing for that came out last week. But we're going to talk a little bit more about it today, and that is The Abyss on 4K. One that I was extremely excited about getting. Only had it on DVD, never released on Blu-ray. Of course, this is the 4K with Blu-ray and digital copy with this set. And this film, before I talk about anything else, just go ahead. The elephant in the room, so to say. How does it look? Because there's been so many people, and everybody can have their opinion on how. That's the great thing. Like I said, everybody can have their opinion on how something looks, whether or not they like it or don't like it. And I've heard a lot of people complain, like, he removed the graininess from this. And okay, first things first. This is again my personal preference. If a film, if an older film, and this is from the late '80s, if you can only get that camera negative and has that original, like the graininess, and that's the only way you can get it to look, fine. By all means, go for it. But if there's the opportunity to clean it up and make it look absolutely breathtaking and pristine, why not do it? Again, my personal opinion. And that's exactly what James Cameron did. This thing looks amazing. Looks like it could have been made today. This is the best I've ever seen this film look and sound, because it sounds amazing as well. But it's just an incredible job that he did cleaning this thing up and making it look as great. And like I said, it's absolutely breathtaking. The visuals, everything just looks so good throughout the entire film. And it's a long film, too. You have the special edition of the film as well as the theatrical version of the film, both in 4K with this set. It deals with extraterrestrials in the ocean that are kind of trying to send a message to Earth, like kind of get your act together in a way. That's a message that you kind of, it's more poignant when you watch the special edition. Watch the special edition of the film if you do get this set, because that's the version you want to see, because you're going to get the whole story. It's going to make a whole lot more sense what they're trying to get across in this film, and what the point they're trying to make. But I think this film, the acting is fantastic, and it's not just about, spoilers if you haven't seen this film. It starts off with this U.S. ship with nuclear warheads that winds up taking damage and winds up just it needs to be salvaged. They come in contact with something that the U.S. believes to be the Soviet Union, another Soviet sub. But could it be these extraterrestrials? Possibly. And that, again, visually, they look amazing. Everything looks just, like I said, crazy. And that's kind of like where the film starts off. So they bring in Ed Harris's character along with his crew, have to try to go down to the sub and try to repair it, and try to salvage these warheads. The U.S. brings in these Navy SEALs that go with them. One of the Navy SEALs, who's in charge of things, spoilers, kind of starts going a little bit crazy being that far down in the ocean. So that's one of the plots, the tension that builds between this crew, Ed Harris's crew, as well as the Navy SEALs. That's definitely some tension that builds right there. Then you have the extraterrestrials. That's another plot. Then you have Ed Harris and his wife, who are on the brink of divorce, and they're kind of like, are they going to be able to work things out? So there's a little bit of that love story there too. But it's just, so there's a lot of different moving parts to this film. It's a great film overall. It's not like a horror or anything like that. I mean, maybe from the original cover, it kind of maybe come across as like a horror film. It's not anything like that. It's just a really great film. In my opinion, it's a great film. One of Cameron's best films, which is a great story that, just like I said, with so many different moving parts. But the special edition is the way to go, because it does add more layers to the story, and it just fleshes everything out a lot better. Adds more to the characters, gives you more backstory, and just makes a whole heck of a lot more sense when you watch the film. And as far as special features go, this thing has some pretty good special features. It has let me see, I want to exactly what it's called, because there's one of this okay, here we go. Deep Dive, a conversation with James Cameron, the legacy of the Abyss. That's kind of like a more up-to-date version of, like showing like behind the scenes and making of the Abyss. Then we have Under Pressure, Making the Abyss. That is fantastic. It's an hour basically it's old footage from the like, old conversations, talking to the cast and crew from the 80s when the film was made, and it's showing how the film was made. And it is, like I said, an hour long, and it is so entertaining. What they had to go through to get this film made, just crazy. Especially the cast, what they had to go through, learning how to go deep diving and use scuba gear and filming underwater too. James Cameron, he would stay in. They said he would stay late in this huge pool of water that they had to actually come across this the area that they had. I'm not even going to tell you because you need to go watch this thing. What they had to find in order to hold all this water was absolutely crazy. To build this underwater scene, when they were building the rig at Harris's rig that him and his crew were going to be in, they were still working on it, creating this thing, building this thing as water was rising up. It's amazing. It's an amazing, amazing archival, basically footage of this, how they made this. They were saying like James Cameron would be like in the water, and he would just for about 12 hours of the day, and then he would keep on working once he got out and stuff like that. And it's a really, really fascinating look at the making of this film. So it was a whole lot that went into this one. It's just absolutely crazy. But definitely, this is one that you can definitely want to pick up. If you're a James Cameron fan, definitely pick up The Abyss on 4K. Make the judgment for yourself on how you think it looks. If you're looking for something that's like really, really clean, like crystal clear, like a picture and sound as well, this is the way to go. This film it's the best it's ever gonna look. Guaranteed, hands down, it's the best this film is ever going to look. So, like, subscribe, and comment if you get the chance, and I will catch you in another episode. Take care.